Hello, this is John. I think I got 2 games working, but they're not really. There's only one game that's worth playing, but it's run in May 2010, so it doesn't have the cheat mode. So if you want to do the cheat mode, it's not gonna work. So I'm not sure it's worth to bring it over. But this is what I did. I took the Neo Geo Classic, moved this game list out. Now I didn't move the playlist.txt, the playlist. Inside folder they have an 8-8 space Neo Geo Neo-Geo.txt. I didn't do nothing to that one. What I just did is I create a folder. It's easier when I show you in a computer. So I moved this out. Now what I want to do is Capcom. This Capcom Classic is 111. Okay. Now I think that is pretty much the whole thing. I think it might be missing like one game, I believe, called a Dark Iron. I think that's what's missing. But you have a lot of cool game here. They have, I love Capcom's game. So I'm going to move this one out. Okay. So that way, if I want to play Capcom's game, I could go directly and play it. I don't have to come to the track mode. Okay. So I'm going to show you how to pull that out. And then that way you could put this on the pinball and you could also play, the game without have to go to the track mode. Because the track mode on the vertical game is hard to see. So you could move this Capcom Classic out, okay? And I'll show you how to do it. And then once we move it out, then we could click rewind. To get out here, you just press rewind. You don't have to reboot. Just rewind and it will get you back out. And once you back out, then you could just, come out here, and then you could go back up to that one again. So my apparently is 0, but my game still works. So I don't know what, I'm logged in, but I don't know. So I want to bring it's not just Neo Geo, but I want to bring the Capcom's game here. So I could play, either one without have to go track mode. So this is what this video is about, and I'm going to go ahead and show you. Stay tuned for that, and we're going to go to the computer now. Hi, we're in the computer now. I just put the USB flash drive, and whenever I put in a USB flash drive, it will ask me to do this, to fix it. So you want to go ahead and say, do you want to scan and fix problem? Yes, you do. Okay, so go ahead and repair it. Now, it will probably ask you, do you want to format your other drive, blah, blah, blah. See, just click cancel. It's going to ask you twice. So don't format, just cancel it. Okay, but you do want to do repair. So we repair it and we're going to close it. So I'm going to show you how to change this. Now I have a Notepad++ open. Keep it okay. All right. So to be less confusing, I'm just going to go ahead and close everything out. Do you want to? Okay, so I'm just going to close everything out and start from the beginning of the list. Okay. All right. So right now we're in the J drive. So this is a CoinOps. It got 2 partitions. One we cannot see because the legends, they're the only one to see it. The one that we partition, we could see it. Okay. Now the only folder they have is 3-player, 4-player, and this is the one I just created. This one and also TurboGrafx. Okay, and this one. So this 1, 2. Now they created a light gun, which is cool, but everything else is in RK. So how do we grab the Capcom out so that we could have this? Okay, so these are all the Capcom's stuff. Okay, now I'm going to give you an Excel formula so you could grab this out and pull everything out without have to do manually one by one. So we're going to go to COX. This is where the playlist that I was referring to, your playlist. Okay. All this cover video need to be in here. If you create a new console, you have to create your marquee, your logo, and also your video, and then you have to go into playlist and create your own playlist, like what I did with the TurboGrafx. Okay. Now, since we already have ones called Capcom, we could grab this one and have this one come out from and create own folder. But we need all the UCE. So for example, we need to keep this name the same. The reason we want to keep it the same is because we want to keep this name the same. So you want to create a folder first outside here. We're going to go ahead and do new folder. We're going to do Control V. Okay. But inside we don't have any UCE like this one, or the UCE. So we need the UCE in order for it to play outside the CoinOps. So you could just play directly from bring your own game. Okay. So to do that, we are going to copy all this, okay, and create a batch file. So to create a batch file, we need to open up this Excel file, which I will go ahead and give you, and I'll delete the other stuff. The only thing you need is this one, this directory, and you don't need the other one. So I will create you a brand new one, and I will delete the rest of this. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to paste it on the A folder. Okay. So you just highlight the whole thing, press delete. Then you're going to paste it. Okay. So here's all the name that you want. So I'll create you guys a new one, so you don't have to go through this scrolling, because I use this for a lot of renaming stuff. Then you're going to have a directory right next to the one you paste to it. You're going to paste it to A, and it's going to create B. So you're going to take this whole thing, okay, and you are going to scroll all the way down and copy all this. And you're just going to do copy. All right. So once you copy it, you're going to go to the arcade folder where all the game is. So you're going to go to the arcade folder, which have all the CUE, have 1,579 right now. So you want to go and create new text file. Okay. So here we're going to say copy. So if you want, I could just give you the text file. You don't even have to go to Excel. I'll give you this one. Copy the Capcom Capcom. How many games is there? I forgot how many games is there. I think it was like 111. 111. Okay, we're going to copy that out, and we're going to change this to a batch file, BAT. Okay, so I'm going to give you this one, and only thing you have to do is just double click it, and so I'm going to go ahead and edit this file, edit, and we're going to paste this, Control V. So it's going to do is going to copy this game dot whatever is behind it, which is UCE, to a folder called games. Okay, so you need to make your own game directory. So maybe what I'll need to do is do this for you. So that way, gonna go make a game folder. Okay, and once you make the directory, it's gonna create all this for you. So I will give you this copy so you can do this by yourself. Okay, so we're gonna double click it, and it's gonna take, and then we're gonna transfer that folder in. We're gonna copy and cut it out of here because we don't want it to double copy. We want to take all the Capcom stuff and put it in Capcom and delete it from here. So we're going to double click it. You only make a directory. It's copying one file, two file, three file, all these file. So it's showing one file is being transferred. That means it's making a duplicate of your file. Okay. Now the game doesn't have to be in. The game do not have to be in Capcom folder. I mean arcade folder. You can move it out to somewhere else, and those games will still work in arcade. In all games. So your arcade, you will not. You might still see those game, and it's still playable, but it's just now the physical game is now located somewhere else. So we're going to let it finish, and once it finishes, we are going to copy. Oh, here's the red earth that I was talking about. Yeah, so that game is here, so that's good. So 111 game, that's pretty much, I think, the standard of all the Capcom's game. So we're going to move it out, and we're going to put it into its own folder. Okay, so the game is finished copying. I'm going to take that file, and I'm going to cut it and put it somewhere else. So that way I have a copy of it. And I'm going to put it into. Okay, so I have a Neo Geo one, and I have the Capcom 111 game. So I'll copy that to here. Now what I'm going to do is how do I remove it? So I'm going to the folder, look for the folder called game. Okay, so once you find a game, sometimes you have to refresh the screen because when I try to look for the game folder, I couldn't find it. So what I'm going to do is open this, and it show, oh, I have 112 game. So actually it's 112 game, not 111. My bad, 112 game. Okay, so we're going to copy all this. Copy. We're going to cut it. Okay, because I don't need it inside the game. I want it somewhere else. The reason I'm cutting it is because I want to replace. Once you replace it, it will highlight everything over here, and then you're gonna cut it again and move it out completely out. So we're gonna go paste. I want to replace 112. Now when you replace, it's faster than. See, if you notice, if you scroll down, the stuff that you just transfer over is highlighted and have a check. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that out and go into outside the arcade, go into a folder called Capcom 8, and we're going to paste it here. So all your 112 games are now in here outside the USB. So now if you was to bring your own game, your game is going to be here right now. Okay. And we're going to go back to arcade and remove this folder because right now it's empty. So we're going to go ahead and delete that. Okay, so that's how you create an arcade game. Okay, so you could do that with a lot of them. You could also do with the spinner or trackball because they have a spinner and trackball game. So if you just want to play spinner game, you don't have to go to track mode to load it up. You could just come to this folder and just click on it and do the same thing. So I'm going to bring the Capcom. Actually, I do want to bring the other two. All right, let's go back to the machine and let's check out the Capcom, see if it works. And we're going to go back to arcade and to see how many games is there. Right now it's listed as 1,467 games. So we're going to go check it out because if you go to the playlist, I think it's more than 100. If you go to arcade, let's see how many games is there. 147. So this is arcade, and it's listed 1,767. So that means the Capcom's game, the other game are still in here. Okay, the Capcom's and the Neo Geo game are still here. Even though we pulled it out, it's still listed in arcade. So in the arcade, you should able to still see all the game here. Okay. So if I want to pull out all the fighting game, or the racing game, or the spinner game, for example, if I want to get all the spinner game and then all the trackball game, I have to do is create a 2 folder. One is called spinner and one is called trackball, and pull those out. And if I want to just play all the shooting game, I could pull that out as well. Pretty much I could pull everything out from this list and put it outside the arcade and play it that way as well. Okay. Okay, I'm going to include Capcom trackball and spinner. And so this is a spinner which have 78 game. So this is named incorrectly. This is a spinner. So this copy the spinner and this copy the trackball. So spinner has 78 game and the trackball have 128 game. And that include the track mode should include the Tempest. This is track mode. Yeah, track mode. So track mode should include like the centipede, centipede and all the other stuff. And the spinner should include the Tempest. Just making sure that I'm doing the right one. Okay, so I got Tempest and then the Tempest 2. Okay, so you got all those two copy over here. Now you have to do is run the game list in order for it to work. So let's go ahead and do that. Go ahead and minimize that, and I don't need that. So we're gonna run this program, and it's gonna generate the new list. So that way, when we open up the 1.019, we're gonna choose the J drive. Okay, and then we're gonna rebuild it. Now you don't have to delete the add-on, but if you have something wrong with it or something and you feel more comfortable deleting it, you could delete it and re-add it. But I'm not going to rebuild that one. I'm just going to rebuild what I created, the spinner and the track mode. Now, do you have to like name it the same? You don't have to. Actually, you don't. But I like to keep it the same because that's what I had. That's what those games came from CoinOps. And so all the game here, now all the game, oh, I forgot to delete that one. There's nothing in that folder. So right now I only have 1,261 game. So no Capcom, no track mode, no spinner, and no Neo Geo. Okay. 3-player. Found an existing file. It's finding some file that is a duplicate for some reason. I don't know why. But it's not going to show up duplicate in your CoinOps. This probably will take about 12 minutes to do this. Okay, we are back here again. We're in the track mode on CoinOpsX X version 5. Even though those are moved out to a different folder, the game will still work here. So I'm going to demonstrate. Let's see if the BIOS setup here. I know some of the BIOS setup. Okay, so this one does have a cheat mode, so you could unlock that, energy and power. You got a lot of energy, so all that stuff. Okay, press C to get out.
That's weird. I cannot pick that person. Oh, I already picked it already. All right, let's quit. And let's go back to arcade. Now let's see if arcade is still listed as a 176. Because it only have 1,200 arcade because I moved everything out. Now here Capcom, I moved those out too. So let's test one of them just to see if it works by moving out from CoinOps. And it should work. It just the game list is still pointing to the same spot. It's just the physical file is in a different folder. That's about it. So it's testing the ROM. Okay, so the Capcom still work. Old school. Here we go. Okay, so it still show 17,000, even though it's only 1,000 games. So all the Capcom, all the arcade game, even though I move it out from the arcade folder, it still show up here. Now the question is, will it still work? And it should. So this is the Neo Geo game. Well, let's find something we know for sure is a Neo Geo game. Here we go, Art of Fighting 2. So what I was trying to demo is that even you move the Neo Geo game out to its own Neo Geo folder, away outside the arcade folder, it still work. So this one also had cheat mode, so you could do all this, turn it all on, press C, and you have all this option. So you couldn't die even if he tried to kill you.
Don't do it, brother. That man is Come on.
I thought I picked a girl. You gave me a guy? Oh, that's how she used to look. See, it doesn't matter how many times the person hit me, my life does not die because it's a cheat mode. Alright, let's quit. So that one seemed to have a problem. I didn't know. I mean, not all the games gonna be perfect if you test all the game. I just happened to pick one that was not working. Alright, so let's get out here and let's check out the new 3 folder that I just created. Okay, so we're gonna go bring your own game. And we're gonna go to USB add-on X. I was told that other one doesn't work. So now my spinner is here. Okay, so they roughly it's not gonna be okay. There's 70, 75, 78. There's 78 games, so that's correct. Okay, and so this one is a spinner, so it will work with the spinner. So let's go to See, I like the spinner. The game is real dark, and the spinner worked great. So now I could play all my spinner games directly from bring your own game from the CoinOps. So those of you who are interested in how to bring all your classic game out to the bring your own game folder, you could do it like that. Then you can add more game, Sega Genesis. I have Turbo 16. It's easy to add game to bring your own than it is to add it to the track mode. But it could be done. I have done it with the Turbo 16. So if you guys want to know how to do it, hopefully there will be more people will do this. But there is a one that is called one source. If you happen to have the older version where this metal piece is connected to the controller, that is the version 1. Okay, version 1, this piece I believe is connected with the DAC. And also there, instead of 3 wire you plug into the controller, it's maybe like 4 to 5 wire. Mine's only 3 wire. So, but outside is very hard to describe what is the difference. But also my joystick, I have the white color, and I think the other one is different. So the color is different. So those are the version 1, and I believe mine is a version 1.1. So I cannot use the one source, but I'm going to try. Once I finish downloading, I'm going to definitely try to see if I could get, because one source allow you to have a lot of game, and I think they have like 788 gigabyte. So flash drive 512 will not work because there's too much game there. It's over here. I think it's 133. I have right here. There's centipede. So by moving it out, it's just easy to access without going to the track mode, and it still work. So that's what I'm demonstrating right now. See, the trackball is working, but I forgot to push the A button or B button. Yeah, press B button. So if you look at it right here, my trackball is the one I'm using this for the. See, so all my game here will be all trackball. And let's try the last one. The whole video, the main reason we have this was to do was the, oh yeah, press this home button to get back to the, we're going to look at the Capcom. So all the Capcom now is here. So that is pretty cool. So I have like 111 Capcom's game. I was trying to see if there's any cheat mode on the Capcom side. Alright, so I could play any of this game here. I could play Commando. I could play my dinosaur one. Now it's gonna jump out with the gun. That's so cool, huh? Let's see if we can put some scan line on it, make it look nicer. Horizontal scan line, vertically. Let's do horizontal. Okay. All right, so. Man, I barely have any life left. I'm dead. Man, it's not hard to kill this guy. They have an extra character that come in here. Okay, the fat guy is gone. Man! Finally killed him. Alright, let's save it. It's one of my favorite games. Why don't Arcade put this game and with Commando in it? And Michael Jackson. That would be real cool. Alright, let's quit. Okay, so yes, you could move all the classic game out and put it all in its own folder. So you could go to Neo Geo, and now you have your own. Now this arcade is gonna be less. See, it's 1,270 something. Okay, because I have moved all the inside the folder. They only have 1,000. Now you're not gonna find Neo Geo. Capcom in here. You're only gonna find the other classic game in here, but not the Capcom, not the trackball, not the spinner. Okay, because I moved them out. Now, if you go to track mode, if you go to arcade, you're gonna see everything. All right, so that's the video I'm doing just to let you guys know that if you want to create extra game, you can move all the CoinOps into here and play it from here. Or you could play it from the track modes, either way. But to me, track mode have some glitches. You know, track mode for some reason, I don't know, is it because the frame rate, you have some, like you saw, some of the sound might be a bit glitching. You have to go back in, come back out, and then so if you play here, it's better. You don't have that issue. It's just that it takes longer to get there because you had to go screen by screen, you know, one by one to get to the game you're looking for. I don't think you could do page by page. Can you? Oh, you press C, you go page by page. So let me take that back. You could do, you go C, let's go. Oh, what's this? For do Z, give me something else. I don't know what the Z does, but it doesn't do nothing. Okay, but the C is C make you go to the other direction. But how could I get back? C go this way, B, oh, B come back. So if you want it to do screen by screen, you press C. C will take you, let's see if we could, I don't know you guys can see this. Okay, so if you press C, okay, right here, we press C, you're gonna go this way. Okay, it's gonna come to this way. We're bad dude. Now if I press B, it's gonna go back to this goal. See that? So if I press C again, it's gonna go forward. See the bad dude? If I press B, it's gonna go back this way. So you could go page by page by pressing those two in the bottom. So you don't have to go one by one. So that's good to know. All right, thank you for watching. Hopefully this helped you. It's interesting to try to bring it out, because that way, if I want to play the bring your own, I don't need to be logged in or anything. Just come to this using my flash drive. You know, play the spinner, play the trackball, 3-player, 4-player, Capcom, Neo Geo, Arcade, Daffy, and Turbo 16. And that is pretty cool. And Turbo 16 you could play in the track mode as well. You don't have to play it here, because I did got it working in track mode. So if you haven't seen that video, check that one out. At the end of the video, there's another link that show you how I did it. So if you are interested, because it took me a long time to figure out how do I add that to the track, to the CoinOps, and I figured out how to add the home console into a track mode. So hopefully more people will go and try to do that, and then maybe share it with everybody else, like I share with TurboGrafx 16. So down the road, maybe more people will share, and then we will have more the newer model, because this newer model is a version 1.1, and you cannot use one source. If you could use one source, you could play any game you want. So I'm going to see if I could get one source to work on the newer version, because this is a newer version cabinet. So the older version cabinet will work on one source, but the newer cabinet, for some reason, with the newer firmware, it will not work. So I am tempted and wanted to try to see if I could get it working. If I could get it working, that would be so awesome, because they already have all the game created. Only thing you have to do is just, you know, play it. You know, they already have all the games set up already. So let's try my Bunk Adventure 3. So, yep. So my track mode home console does work. And you just have to it take time. You have to do one at a time. You can't do as a whole bunch at the same time. It'd be great if you could do a whole bunch at the same time. The creating of this would be easier and faster, but apparently there's a glitch on it. It cannot find the program for some reason. It cannot find the but as you can see, the CUE could be anywhere, you know, as long as it's in a flash drive. But for some reason cannot find the cord, so the path of the cord is not correct for some reason, and that's the reason the game, it does not want to load. But it will load from the other direction, but it won't load here for some reason. But I managed to get it to work, so that is pretty cool. And the graphics look real nice. You don't have to put any scan line. One thing I like about PC game is their graphics. Even up to the 20th century, the game still look very nice, and the pixel of the game look real nice. So I really feel like the NES company who bring TurboGrafx, they did a very good job of creating their game. All right, thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and that'll help my channel. And hopefully this is good information to you. All right, later.